In today's episode of Banterpreneurs, we discuss how to find the compromise between playing the game of business and being authentic.
And Shazza channels a dead celebrity who has some pretty important advice about being yourself.
Solopreneurs, come on down! Unpacking all your business woes on the go. Your queens of business banter, Laura and Lindsay. You're in for a hilarious half hour of unconventional, unpredictable, unadulterated solopreneur shenanigans, jam-packed with pearls of wisdom and actionable aha moments. Let's get ready to banter!
Hey everyone, and welcome to Banterpreneurs. She is Laura. She's a performance coach. She's a performance coach. She's on the coast, man.
Yeah, actually, ain't that the truth, my friend. I am on the coast. Not right now, but I am actually, but I'm in a building on the coast.
Anyway, she's a performance coach. She's a professional speaker.
Yeah.
And today she's wearing headphone, like professional kind of DJ type sort of headphone things going on there.
I know, I'm rocking the badass look, aren't I? I actually do feel so cool when I'm wearing these big, what do you call them? Earmuff headphones.
They're like earmuffy headphones. I don't know what you call them.
Cool. I
outer
feel cool
ear
anyway.
headphone things. Yeah.
My outer ear headphones. I'm rocking it, baby. Waka waka waka. And she is Lindsay. She's an improv teacher, creativity coach, and she's actually just bought some new headphones. Have you bought them or did you steal them?
No, they are bought. And actually they were bought by my husband as a nice surprise because he heard me talking about, the fact that I love these particular headphones. They're Audio's EEO, very cheap from Coles. But I had white pair before and it just sort of stuck out. I feel like it stuck out a little bit more. So I want to go the black. By the way,
I love the way you say that. ER.
ER,
mate. I love my ER. Anyway, look, I think it's abundantly clear that we're not
together
today.
We're not together today. It's just not happening.
No, but I think I was going to say you particularly weren't together when you came on the Zoom call, but I think I'm on a par. But tell me, what's going on, love?
Well, it just caught me off guard because I looked at myself. I'm like, I don't have the filter on. I think I might have mentioned before, like I'm very allergy today. I got a Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer is happening, and also I get rosacea. So I do have, which is like a thing where your skin, the red pigment in your skin sort of shows up. So I do have like one filter that I trust on Zoom that I just put on all the time so people think that I'm amazingly gorgeous. But what it does do though is it puts the fear of God into me that one day we're actually going to meet in real life because then I can't bring the filter with me. So I'm not like, how is that?
Is there some sort of helmet you can quickly invent? For such an occasion? It's going to be a little while till we meet in person, so you've got time to invent it, make it, get a prototype in play.
Yeah, totally. It's going to be like a kind of I don't know, what would it be, or maybe I can just turn up as a hologram.
Visor.
Maybe can I be a hologram? I'll just turn up as a hologram. I don't know,
fine, I'm okay with that. It might be a bit weird hugging you, but that's all right. It'll be COVID safe anyway, won't it?
yeah, true. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting that, I mean, I'm not really that, I don't get that sort of, I can't think of any word except fucked up about my looks, but this particular thing, just seeing how good I can look on Zoom, and then it's like in real life, I'm like, it's going to be disappointing.
I don't get how it works though, although we probably shouldn't go into this because whenever I start to think about how computer things work, it blows my mind. Like, how are we even talking right now when you're not on the Gold Coast, in Queensland, and I'm in New South Wales? Like, honestly, I'm going to have to stop thinking about it right now because I'm feeling anxious just trying to figure out how the internet works.
You don't need to figure it out. Just enjoy it. It's all good. By the way, just as a kind of side thing. Yeah. When we came on the call, did I hear, or am I imagining this? But did I hear that you joined me or I joined you in a song that goes
Yes.
Yeah. Awesome. So you know Scatman. You know
Yes, I know
Scatman?
Scatman. Hello.
Wow, I love Scatman.
Me too.
Scatman is like totally, and you know what I love about Scatman? He's totally authentic, man. Like he was just himself. He was an older guy. It was something on his bucket list he wanted to do, and he just
Is
was
that
himself.
right?
Yeah.
Is that the story? He just let things
he's actually
come out of
dead
his
now,
mouth. Oh well, you know, everybody dies.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's life, baby. I, by the way, love to scat to my dog.
Oh, okay. Does he
I'm
love
not
it
sure
back?
he loves it that much, but one of the things I like to do in my spare time.
Yeah.
By the way, also quick disclaimer for me.
Yeah.
I have given up coffee this week. Not my first time. I've done it many times. I'm addicted to coffee. I'm not going to lie. My name is Laura and I'm addicted to coffee. But I had one on Saturday and it absolutely fucked me up. I don't know why.
Yeah,
The
right.
caffeine just sent me loopy. So I was like, I don't like that. I couldn't control myself.
Were you scatting? Were you scatting everywhere? What was going on?
Oh God, I've got so many horrible thoughts in my brain right now because, as we know, coffee can often trigger the bowel.
Different kind of scat there.
So,
Different kind of scat.
I wasn't doing that kind of scatting over the place.
About a bit. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But so I'm on like day 2, and so I'm super spaced out. So, and also I've got these headphones on, which makes me feel like I'm in a swimming pool. So look, just like the scat man, I don't know what's going to come out of my mouth, but I'm quite excited to see what happens. Which actually is a nice segue into what we want to talk about today, which is authenticity, right?
Yes.
You've got her with snot going all over the place with her allergies.
That's right.
You've got me with my space cadetness from having a lack of caffeine. So game on, baby.
I think that's why as well it's interesting the Scatman came up, because he didn't care that he was sort of older. He didn't care that people go, who's this old guy? I think he knew that he had cancer and he was going to die. So it was sort of what he wanted to do, his last kind of thing.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. If you listen to the words, actually, guys, go and listen to Scatman. Okay.
Beep-bop-bop-bada-bop.
But yeah, be-bada-bada-bada. It's called Scatman, I think. But listen to it because the words are actually really, really cool, because he's saying, all about authenticity and being yourself.
I did not know it was that profound.
It is profound.
Scatman.
And that's all we do on this podcast. I mean, come on.
Yeah, a little bit of profound, a little bit of absurd, that's how we roll.
Yeah.
Well, do you know what, though? I think it's lovely that the Scatman did that, but it's also a bit of a shame that he... I don't know his story, but I was going to say it's a shame if he only felt like he could do his authentic thing and be his authentic self because he knew he was dying. Is that what motivated him?
I'm sorry, that's huge that you've just said that now.
I know, right?
Guys, come on, guys, listen to this. This is important.
It's like when people make a change, isn't it? Or if they like go and finally fulfill their bucket list. Normally it's because something bad has happened, or something bad is going to happen. So I'm getting I'm getting goosebumps thinking about this, actually.
And it's not coffee, okay? She's not having it, all right? So it's not, okay?
No, this is a genuine... Actually, I seem to quite often have physiological responses to the things that we talk about.
Yeah, true.
So I'm going to have to go and see what his story is, because I don't know. But even if this isn't his story, it is a lot of people's story. Is why do we have to be pushed into being authentic, into doing the things that we really want to do? I think it's a bloody shame, if you ask me.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I mean, I'd just end the podcast there, but we're not going to. We're going to continue to talk about this because it did come through that filter thing, and I know you were talking to me about too when you first got professional photos done and that situation, and so talk to me about that and what that's got to do with authenticity.
Yeah, so I had my professional photos done, like we all do. I'm happy to say I didn't have the classic, headshot where you stand to the side a little bit and then look forward and tilt your head a bit, didn't have any of those. I was out in Hyde Park in Sydney. I was in bars and stuff like that, doing some fun shots. But then as part of my package, they gave me the option to have 6 photos photoshopped, I don't know what you call it, post-productioned, and they did that.
That's a new word.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. And they did that, and they came back, and I was like, okay, can you please reverse everything that you've just done? Because they'd airbrushed me, they'd taken away my airbags, my iPad.
Airbags. Did you crash?
Don't
Were you
take
okay?
away my bloody airbags, mate. That's my identity. My eye bag.
Yeah.
And I just looked too good, honestly. And I was like, I looked really polished. My skin was all really smooth. There wasn't that much kind of difference in the tone of my skin. And so I just got into reverse it because I was like, that's not who I am. Like, I don't want people to come meet me in real life and have that
be
thought,
disappointed.
which let's face it, we all often do have that thought when we know someone from LinkedIn and then we meet them in real life and we're like, holy shit.
Okay. That
or you introduce
quite a while ago, wasn't
yeah,
it?
exactly.
Yeah.
Or you introduce yourself, you're like, hey, I'm Laura. And they're like, I know, we speak on LinkedIn all the time. And then you're like, oh, okay. So I didn't want that to happen. I wanted people to, and actually, I've got to say, I have a lot of feedback from people and they go, you actually look like your pictures. Not quite so much now. I put on a few kilos through COVID. I could do with a few new ones. But anyway, so long story long, that was really important for me, of course, I wanted to look nice, but I didn't want to look fake. And I felt I looked fake.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, like you said, you don't want to sort of put forward that image of impossibility because you'll never ever sort of live up to it as well. So it's kind of like
exactly
until you don't want to put yourself on the back foot,
Yeah, I know. Until you create this filter helmet.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going to be on the back foot. And as well as like visuals, I've worked really, really hard on being authentic. It's not like I was, putting on being someone completely different, but I have always throughout my life felt like I have to be something that I'm not. I have to be the most professional or the funniest or whatever, the most driven, the drunkest, or whatever it is.
Depends on the context.
Yes, exactly. And so I've worked really hard to be able to just shove myself and go, fuck it, this is me. Like this podcast is a great example of me doing that. I would never have had the confidence to do this before. And so, why would I then want fake photos if I'm working so hard to be authentic in my real life?
Yeah. Mic drop. I think as well, now that you just mentioned the podcast, I'm going to say too, while we're talking about filters, you may have noticed, people, that we don't really have any filters on this podcast when it comes to what we say.
We've got no control.
I don't know. Like, are we okay with that? I'm okay with that. Like, I swear in real life. Like, I'm not going to not swear. I'm not going to go overboard, right? But if the F-bomb is there, and it's such a great word. I mean, that it can be a verb, a noun, an adjective. Yeah, it's so flexible. That's what I think.
Know. It reminds me of when I was teaching my Italian husband about the word bollocks. And I was like, we were on a road trip and he was like, bollocks. And I was like, bollocks. I was like, all right, are you listening? So you can be bollocked, you can get bollocked, you can be bollocks, you can get a bollocking. There's the dog's bollocks. And I like read off all this stuff and he was like, what are you talking about? But these words are very versatile words, right?
And there's versatile.
Like this unwritten rule of what they mean in any given situation. I don't know if you've ever come across this in your business. I have in mine, where different people have said you shouldn't swear. Like on my websites and things. If I'm speaking, I don't usually, because it isn't the done thing. Although I did at the weekend, actually. And then I was like, stars. But I can hold it back. But for me, this has been a struggle. I don't know. I mean, I guess you're lucky in a sense that you're more in the creative world, so more things are acceptable. I don't know. Have you come across it or not?
Yeah,
or something else.
I'd say that swearing in the music industry is quite common. Yeah, definitely. I've had people sort of say, but you don't really sound like, you're very smart if you swear all the time. And I said, well, at least I do it adroitly.
And they're like, what?
Because that's all
fuck you.
So it's kind of like people think that because, if you swear, then it must be because you don't have other words. And I'm like, that's not the case.
I've got shitloads of words.
I got a lot there. I would say, I think, okay, so if I'm gonna think about where it's affected me, I mean, I don't care, but I have had people think that it's not really ladylike to swear, and that kind of, that kind of sexist stuff. But and Mum doesn't love it.
Yeah, okay.
Mum doesn't.
My parents don't.
But I kind of made sure that she got used to it quite early.
Yeah. I was like, this is me.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, the swear bomb's going to happen. Yeah.
But you know what, though, is coming into my brain. We won't go too much into it because we have spoken about it in a previous podcast. But I know you said that in the music industry there was this pressure on you because you didn't look the way that most female front singers look. And so luckily you didn't give in to that, and you stayed strong to who you are, and you kind of upskilled yourself and made yourself even more valuable. But I bet you've seen some stuff in the music industry where a lot of people have not had the strength to say no.
Yeah, not just that, but as well, like a kind of flippancy. When you're in an industry where the music industry is interesting because you either made it or you haven't. So like one of the most common things that people said to me at gigs was, oh my God, why aren't you famous?
Oh,
so how come? No pressure. And it's kind of like, I didn't go into the bank and go to like a teller and just go, how come like you're not famous? Like what? It's this real like thing that's really sort of insidious. Oh, that's a good word.
Oh my God, she's like a dictionary, this one.
Yeah, insidious, because it sort of over time it's a compliment, okay? Because I think you're good and you should be famous and all, it's a good intention. It's not like I'm not saying there's no good intention about it, but it does end up going, I'm not where I'm supposed to be. I'm not where I'm supposed to be. And so this goes on forever. And so there's this whole thing about if you're not famous, if you're not on the charts, if you don't have this, if you don't have that, then you're not really worth seeing, looking at, being there.
Oh my God, that's
you know what I mean?
Fucked. Look, I said the F word, but I think this is so appropriate.
That's the
right
word.
Now.
This is the time to use the word.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? But you know what, though? I think as well that does apply to all people in all industries. I think it's supersized in the music industry, but
it's more so in business now because of the internet and Instagram and stuff. So it's celebrity type marketing. So that kind of, you need to always look, like you've got a filter on. You need to this, you need to that. It's very sort of high sort of standard of image.
Yes, exactly. And I think in having that and being surrounded by that all the time, that is then what feeds our thoughts if I'm not where I should be. And then we start to think, well, I can get where I should be or where I want to be if I look more like that person or if I do what that person is doing.
Yes.
And that is when we really start to get into trouble, because we can do things that aren't aligned with who we are, with what's really important to us. We start chasing goals that aren't really what we want. We let other things go by the wayside that are important to us because we think, I've got to be like that and have that in order to be able to be successful or be happy or whatever that insert the word that you're striving for there.
Yeah, 100%. And the thing is too, in music, for example, even in the creation of it, you would do stuff, but it'd be good. And then you'd get all these opinions. You just need to be more commercial. You need to, change it so it's more this or it's more that.
Yeah.
And what would end up happening is people would get flippant about their style, and then they would never learn what their style was because they would always just go with the latest trend. And the thing is with that, you can't. A Crowded House, okay, who's Australian, but we take them as Australian, they're New Zealand. But a Crowded House said it the best. They said, look, you just got to stay in and do the work, just over time, and do it the way you want to do it and be yourself, because those trends will come and go. You rely on the trends.
And I think this is a really, really tricky / fine line that we walk in business, is staying true to who you are. But then also, I do think you do sometimes have to get involved in some of the things, because the fact is, if
you call it the game, right?
If we're talking about the digital world, sometimes you've got to be in the game to win the game. So for me, I know I find this every day. It's finding what part of the game can I play that still allows me to be myself, because my ultimate outcome is to be able to make a positive difference in people's lives. And so by me not getting in the game, sometimes it's not going to allow me to achieve that outcome. So it's this constant,
it's kind of the
struggle.
ultimate conundrum.
I know. I've been watching a lot of 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown. I don't know if anyone watches that. It's a UK panel show. And you said that word to me on the phone the other day, and every time you do, in my head I go it's an insight into my brain. And so, and I know that everyone else goes through that. In fact, I stepped away from my business 2 years ago now, I think. And it was because of this. Like at that point, I was just coaching and I was trying to break into coaching in the digital world. Like before that, I'd done everything via networking and physical referrals. And it got to the point where I was feeling like I was going to have to employ the marketing tactics that I could see everyone doing all around me, and then tactics that people were telling me I should be doing and I need to do. And it just didn't feel right to me. But I couldn't see another way to do it, a way where I could get the results, but still stay authentic. So that's why I stepped away from my business, because I was like, I need to go away, get some perspective, and then I'll come back having figured it out, which is what I did. But I think that for a lot of solopreneurs, they've not fall into the trap, they fall into this conundrum daily as well, you know.
I don't know the music. I'm just pretending like that I know it. I just
okay. Well, when after this podcast, y'all got to go and Google the Scatman and Countdown Conundrum music. And then you'll know what we're talking about, or at least somewhat. And so, I think that's something that solopreneurs struggle with every day.
Yes.
Is, you know, I can see that person is, you know, I don't know about you, on my Facebook feed, I'm constantly seeing someone say, don't do all this with your socials, use this 3-step framework and this will get you the results you want. But you've got like 23-step frameworks and they're all different from different people. It's frigging confusing. And then you get led down a path. And again, I think quite often you get led down a path that takes you away from who you are, what's important to you, therefore takes you away from who you really want to attract. So you just end up in this cycle of mind fuckery where you're constantly trying to get clients, can't get clients, or don't get very good clients, and you feel like you're a failure, and blah, 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 insert the inner critic at any point.
So totally. So it is. It's hard. It's a conundrum. It's like, how much do I play the game? How much do I be myself? And can I be myself playing the game?
Yeah, exactly. And that comes back to, you know, the filters that we're talking about, all this stuff. It's like,
I'm not getting rid of the Google filter, the Zoom filter.
No, I don't want you to, based on what you've told me.
Please don't.
I don't want to be gagging during the podcast.
I don't want a spittoon next to me, so I have to spew every time I say it, quite frankly. Just do that for me. So I guess the question is, I don't know if we're going to come up with the answer, but it'd be good for us to try and figure it out. I think is how do you figure out that line? That is a lot, but I think that line is unique to everybody, honestly,
and in different situations.
Yeah, because I tell you something, life is about the metrics.
Oh, that's a very bizarre quote.
We'll do an episode on it another time. How about I just leave it there? I'll just drop it. And everyone goes, what the fuck is this? And I just go, Okay, so we're doing that. Okay, so actually I better write it down. Life is
Don't forget that
the metrics. Okay, cool. All right, great. So, you know what? I'm kind of feeling naturally that like we should go to an expert here.
Okay.
That's what I'm kind of like, that's my feeling on it.
Okay.
Do you feel the same?
I feel whatever you feel, my friend.
Oh. We're totally connected. And we're
like
online,
so connected by the internet. We don't know how that happens, but we don't
think about it though.
Okay.
Don't think about how it works. Just don't. Just let it go. Right? Don't.
Should we cut to our expert? Do you have one in mind?
I'm going to trust the producers and just get them to send whoever they think is the expert that we should have. Okay.
I am down with that. Let's do it.
Okay.
Hey, it's Shazza!
It's Laura. Good to see you.
Oh my God,
I'm so
excited. It has been a while, and the producers wouldn't actually tell us today who they were bringing on. So I'm stoked that we get
guest.
some Shazza today. You're a mystery guest, Shaz. How you going?
Oh, good, mate. Everything's going good. Just shazzering along, in my way.
Happy days. Actually, that's a really good segue. See, this is how psychic you are. You don't even know what we're talking about, and you've just magically segued. So, Lindsay and I today have been talking about authenticity, but more specifically, we've been talking about how do you kind of play the game in business in terms of, especially in the digital world, like doing some of the things that you need to do in order to kind of be in it to win it, but then at the same time stay true to who you are and your authenticity. So that's the first part. And then the other part is we've kind of noticed that quite often people will wait until something bad happens or there's the prospect of something bad happening before they will just kind of go, fuck it, I'm just going to be me. And why do people do that, basically, is what we're talking about. So look,
well, it sounds like you've covered a lot of stuff here.
We've covered a fair amount. I think that's why it's good to have you here. So hopefully you can kind of just solidify some of the stuff and give us some of your, gems, your crystals of wisdom.
Oh, well, I really take that as a compliment, because people don't usually need me to solidify, So it's usually I'm all over the joint in the ether. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So it's nice to be able to come in and solidify. So, as you know, like, I'm a small business owner myself. I'm a psychic. I don't really look like the average psychic. I've got my flanny and my thongs and everything. But, it's a hard line to tread. Like, how much does Shazza be Shazza, and how much does Shazza sort of curb the image a little bit, so that other people don't get scared. Because, it's hard to be a psychic. It really is, because people have a lot of preconceived ideas about what that means. Yeah. And they make judgments and stuff, So it's kind of like, for me personally anyway, I've hired a stylist, Clorinda.
And she's great.
She's helping me with my image, but she's very clear on the fact that I don't want to compromise too much. I still want to be Shazza. Yeah. So that's important. So we do our meditations where we'll sort of get into our heart and I'll say, yes, I'm willing to wear these thongs, or I'm not willing to wear those thongs, because it used to be the case that I'd just wear any old thongs, right. But now I kind of realize, in some venues, for example, I might have to wear like closed-toed shoes.
Not even fancy thongs. You got to go. You got to go more than that. Yeah,
like a covered sandal.
Yeah, right. I mean? Yeah,
but I'm becoming okay with that, because that's kind of, for me to be able to do the shows that I want to do and to help as many people as possible, maybe I've got to wear the covered-toed shoes, right?
Actually, Shazza, that's similar to what I was saying to Lindsay earlier, actually. So you are solidifying things already, as I was saying, in order for us to achieve our outcomes. And I think ours are probably similar, but we do it in different ways. As mine is to make a positive difference in people's lives, which whether that's your outcome or not, I think that's what you do. And so I was saying that I think helps us to understand what to do, like where we can ride the line. So for you wouldn't normally wear your closed sandal, but you know that in doing that, you're going to be able to do a gig that's going to allow you to reach more people and make more of a difference. So therefore, you're able to compromise on that little bit, but then once you're there, you show up as you, right?
That's right. That's right. And to be honest, like I if I was going to be completely 100% Shazza, I'd probably turn up in pajamas.
You know what I mean? My God, you're my spirit animal.
yeah, exactly. So, there is a certain amount of, like, I've got to get my best flanny out. This one's got a little intricacy on the collar there. I don't know if you noticed.
Which I have. Normally what is it? Is it like flowers or something?
I think it's people like working. I don't know
why. I love
it. But there it is, right? But, if it was up to me, it was 100% authentic, I'd just be in pajamas. But that might not really work. So, I've got to curb it just a little bit, get on the flanny, get on the matching sandals, and get out there and rock it, and that's how it can work. I mean, for example, because my cards, you've seen my cards before.
Oh my gosh, right? I love your cards. I love them.
Oh, thank you. Well, look, I made them myself. I drew them myself. They're all channeled, right? But I didn't really have time to do like the back of it. And Clorinda, my stylist, was talking to me about, listen, you need to put like a pattern on the back of the card, because when you go into the shop, all the cards like this have got patterns on the back.
Right.
And so, people might think, oh, they're not good quality or something like that. So maybe you've got to get a pattern on this. So I'm willing to do that because it's not something I would bother with because it's not Shazza,
Yeah.
But it's got the pattern and then it's got Shazza on the other side. So it's got the
so
real
that's
Shazza
the compromise. Yeah.
It's the compromise.
It actually reminds me a bit, Shazza, about this concept that I've come across a lot of times, in terms of how the brain works, in terms of sometimes we do have to put ourselves a little bit in a box or compromise a little bit because people like familiarity. And when they see something that's a bit familiar to them, they feel more safe and then they're more open to whatever it is that you've got to say or got to give. So I suppose in you putting the pattern on the back of your cards, that's what you're doing. People come in, they see you, not in your pajamas, looking a little bit profesh, but Shazza profesh. They
Shazza
see the
profesh.
patterns on the back of the cards, which is what they expect. So their brain goes, okay, I get this. I can see what's going on here. I'm going to calm the F down and I'm going to open myself up to the full Shazza experience.
Yeah. And that's the thing too, because I don't want my audience not to feel safe. You know what I mean? I want them to feel safe so they can open up to the possibility. So it's kind of like I lull them into a false sense of security and then I just show them all over them, you know what I mean?
You Shazza all over them. That sounds fantastic. That should be your marketing tagline, Shaz, if it isn't already.
Yeah. No, so you do. It's kind of like just being nice, I guess, to people in a way, just helping them to understand, that they're about to open up to something new. But to get them to that point, it's got to be something.
Are you okay?
So,
guys, do we need to...
Oh my God!
What?
Someone's coming through.
Is going on?
Someone is. I'm channeling. It is someone.
Oh Shazza, who are you channeling?
Oh my God! I loved you. It's the Scat Man.
No
Oh
way.
my God, it's a Scat Man.
This is crazy.
Oh mate, he's happy. He's really happy. He's doing well. He wants everybody to know he's doing well on the other side, everybody. He's doing well.
Okay.
It's just he's got a message. He's sending a message
This is
through.
crazy. I can't believe this.
Okay, so he's saying it's never too late to be yourself. But don't wait too long.
What?
Oh, that's nice.
Shazza, Lindsay and I were talking about this earlier. Was he there?
What?
Was he watching us or are we channeling him?
Oh, yeah,
What's going on? This is
he was here. He was here the whole time. You kind of called him into the ether, you know what I mean, when you was talking about him. And he was just like, he likes the episode. He said he likes the episode. He's
thank
happy
you.
With it.
Tell him
and
I
it's
said
an
thank
important
you.
message. He's saying that you're bringing through here about the authenticity. That's kind of the message that he was trying to get through to people. Oh, yeah.
My God, this is so crazy. I can't wait to tell Lindsay this time. She's going to be absolutely bummed that she's missed this.
She missed
Can you
out,
tell him I said hi and that I love him?
Oh, he's kind of fading. We love you, Scat Man. All right. Yes,
tell him
will.
I said bye.
Okay, Laura said bye. All right. Bye. Bye.
Oh my God. This is hectic.
Oh,
Shazza, you all right?
Oh, it takes me out of it, mate. Out of it. Oh, mate, that was strong.
That
guy's authentic,
just
mate.
Channeled the Scat Man. Seriously, like,
jeez.
What the F? Like, we were just talking about him before. I guess that's probably why he came through, because we were talking about him. But
I
have so many questions. I have so many things to say. Oh my God, Shazza, this is amazing. This is why you got brought on the show today.
Oh, that's it, mate.
Though?
Meant to be. It was meant to be. Yeah, I just got to take my time. Like, I'll probably have to go soon because I just got to regroup my energies, my chakras, Like,
see, I told you, did I not tell you you were here to solidify stuff? And that's exactly what you've just done. The Scatman himself came through you to tell us exactly what we were asking or saying was, it's never too late to be yourself. And you've just got to be yourself right now. Like, that's
this is it, mate.
Crazy.
Yeah. Is that what did he say? Because I don't remember him.
Oh, sorry, that's right. I forget that you don't remember things.
I go into another place, like.
Yeah, basically he was saying it's never too late to be authentic and don't wait to be authentic, which is one of the things Lindsay and I were talking about. So like, we've literally just heard it from the horse's mouth. Like, thank you, Shazza, for being you and for making this happen. Like, this is incredible.
Yeah, he's amazing, man. I felt that in my heart. That was amazing. Oh, look, I got to go. But look, do you want me to do a reading before I do go?
Yes,
My
please. I feel like I
cards?
need some Shazza advice.
All right, awesome. So I'm just going to ask you for a number between, say, 1 and 10, and you just give me
5.
one and all.
5.
Okay,
Came to me
1,
immediately.
2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, okay. So Euterpe. So this is the Greek goddess of creativity and music and stuff. At the bottom, though, it says family. So I get the feeling that you're going to be around family like soon. And basically, you need to be thinking creatively, especially in communication, like with the family and how
That's great advice.
Yeah, be more creative in your communication with family. And just really as well, I think, just really be grateful for that time, that you are going to be spending with the family. I think that's really important.
Oh my God, Shazza, seriously, like I can't cope with how amazing you are. Like I'm going to Europe in a few weeks to see my family. So again, you've hit the nail on the head. And that's actually very, very helpful advice. So you're
very
amazing.
Good. So just remember too, because it does have the family and the creative thing. So it's also like, if there's certain kind of like blocks or whatever that you've gotten from your family, like you can creatively move through those blocks, So just be gentle with yourself and the family and enjoy your family time. Basically.
I will. And I'll be bloody authentic, mate.
Yeah, that's the ticket. That's the ticket. All right, I'm off. I gotta go. I gotta replenish, mate.
Thank you so much, Shazza. You are amazing as always. I'm so grateful that you came on the show today. You go take care of yourself, please.
Great to see you. And tell Lindsay I want to see you one of these days.
Yeah, I know. I don't know where she is. See you, Shaz.
All right. See you, mate.
I
missed the mystery guest. I missed the mystery.
I'm not telling you who it was.
No, don't. No. I need resolution. I need it. Look, seriously, there's a good reason.
Resolution.
Yeah, baby. There's a good reason, okay? That friggin' helmet thing you were talking about, I was thinking about it and I actually thought like of a design for it. So I started drawing it. I got into the moment and then before I knew it, the producers were calling me to come back out. Who was the mystery guest?
Well, mate, you really have missed a good one this time. So mystery guest was Shazza.
Oh, no.
We always love Shazza. But...
Oh, my God. And you got a reading as well.
Yes, I got a reading. Right? I'll talk to that in a minute. But you'll never guess what happened. So I was talking to her and she started doing all this weird, funky shit.
What?
And she channeled someone from beyond. You are literally never going to guess who she channeled. The friggin' scat man.
No.
Yeah, man.
No.
I know. No. I was like, oh, this is a coincidence. But then she was like, no, he was listening to you guys talking earlier and wanted to come through and confirm what you were saying. So.
Oh, my God. Was he scatting?
Yes, he was. And I'm getting goosebumps again just thinking about it. Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow.
He loves what we're talking about, by the way, which is good. So, yeah. So I hope your design is going to be good because you missed the scat man.
Now it doesn't seem as good now. Like after you said that, I'm like, total FOMO now, right now.
Well, look, you can watch the recording back. That's going to be as good as it's going to get.
All right, okay.
Anyway, so, gosh, there's like quite a few things I want to talk to you about. Okay, let me just quickly talk about Shazza's reading first because I pulled one that was called like Euterpia or something.
Right, yeah.
Euterpa or something.
Yeah, okay,
and
she's
so
got
she was
weird
saying,
named cards. It's weird.
Yeah. So she was saying it was about creativity, but then also about family. And then she had this feeling that I was going to see family at some point soon, and that creative communication and moving through any blocks with that was going to be important. And that's like so.
You're going overseas,
so pertinent. Right. I'm going to see my family and. My family are very English, so sometimes it can be a challenge to get everyone to say what they're actually thinking rather than being kind of passive-aggressive. Oh, hello. Like,
oh, my God.
So on point. And so it can be frustrating sometimes. So I love the fact that Shazza told me to sort of use my creativity to navigate through that. So that's going to be really helpful. And again, though, that it's all about being authentic because quite often in those situations I can change myself or revert to teenage Laura
Yeah.
Which I think a lot of people probably do with their families.
A lot of people with family. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that was really helpful. And then, so the Scatman basically came through Shazza and said that you shouldn't wait to be authentic and it's never too late to be authentic, which is like exactly what we were kind of wondering, right, about his story. So
yes, wow.
Yeah, that's amazing. And then the last thing, sorry, there's one more thing and then I'll let you speak, is Shazza had been through her own journey of having to sort of change herself a little bit. And she's had to find that line we were talking about around playing the game and staying authentic at the same time.
Yeah.
And she's had to do that with kind of her personal look and the look of her assets, like her cards and things, because as we sort of then discussed, it's important to be able to find a level of familiarity for our customers or our audience so that they feel comfortable and they feel safe, and therefore they're more willing to open up and accept whatever it is that we've got to give. And so that was, I guess, the kind of way to find the compromise is what's the purpose of what you're doing? And then something else I've completely lost.
So
did she
say like how like she was able to get to that place?
Oh, that's right. So with her, like it was her look was the first place she started.
Right.
So she got a stylist,
right?
Kamumba or something like that. I can't remember the name of the stylist.
I don't think that's right, but yeah.
Something like that. And and so the stylist had helped her to understand who are you, what do you stand for, like what's your non-negotiables in terms of Shazza, and then what might be some expectations of your audience, of your people, and so then how can you
where can you sort of make in the
how can you make your people feel comfortable, but then at the same time, once they've got that comfortableness and that familiarity, then you're able to give them, for her, the full Shazza experience. So it was
and
about
who doesn't want the full Shazza experience?
Oh my God, honestly, that was like the full Shazza experience. I just don't think you can get more of an experience than that. Yeah, that was crazy. So look, I just love that she was basically just confirming and adding to the fact that we were saying it's about knowing your outcome, know who you are, know what your audience needs in order to come into your world.
Yeah.
And then have all those three in alignment. And that alignment is that line that you write.
It's kind of like, as you're saying that, what I think about is, and I don't know why, and don't ask me why, but I think about like when you say, I think the point is inviting the audience into your world.
Yes.
That so for me, it's kind of like it looks like an ordinary house with white picket fence. So it's like, oh yeah, go in here, and then they go in, and it's fucking Alice in Wonderland, right?
Yeah, exactly. But you can see through the looking glass. They can see through the looking glass, and they can see the thing that they want. And then they realize that by being here, they're going to get the thing they want. And so they embrace the experience.
Yes. Yeah. But it's kind of like you need to have that white picket fence first. Like, so that they go in the house, because otherwise it's kind of like a scary Mad Hatter's house. It's kind of like, I don't know about that house.
They're just going to walk on by. Walk on by.
Do, 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 do. Yeah, I knew there had to be a song in here somewhere. But there was Scatman, right?
Oh, my God, so many. Oh, don't talk to me about Scatman. I'm still not over it.
You look like really like on cloud nine. Sort of.
I am. I love the Scatman, and I just got to talk to him.
Who doesn't? We've said this before, and we're saying it again, guys. Get onto the Scatman. Go on to YouTube. Find the Scatman.
Yes.
There was something else that you wanted them to do as well on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, the countdown conundrum sound.
That's it, countdown conundrum. It's so important, guys.
So important.
Get on there and find out. Yeah.
And then also, obviously, to pair with that is the whole notion that the Scatman gave us around don't wait to be authentic. And I couldn't agree more. Like, why freaking wait? What's the point? Like, you're just prolonging your happiness. I just don't think there's any more to say about it. Just like Nike said, just do it.
Just do it. Yeah, that's it.
That'll do us. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
You've been listening to Banterpreneurs. If you have a question for us to answer on the show, submit it on our website at banterpreneurs.com. And if you liked what you heard, give us a review and share the love with a fellow business mate. See you next week for more solopreneur shenanigans.